Welcome back, everybody, to Be the Trader. Today, I want to give you guys an update on how trading has been and just how the month of May has been. As you know, I've been doing more of these solo episodes. Talked about the beginning of May and how I hit my stop loss, and then how I had kind of like a choppy first full week in May. So today is May 24th, and I'm excited because the beginning was very difficult for me. And I got kind of worried there because I found my success with my patterns, with the way I trade. I was sizing up, and then I hit a wall. Like, my patterns weren't working as well. And so I decided to, I just kept pushing forward. I just kept my risk manageable, taking losses. And it was frustrating, though. It really was, because I was seeing patterns. I've been watching the market for years, for 4 or 5 years, and over time you start to pick up subconsciously patterns or situations that happen over and over and over again. And one of those, or many of those, were showing themselves at the beginning of May. And I was just telling myself, you know what? Stay in your lane, trade only what you're good at, and don't deviate. And I think that is really good to do. I really do. I think it's the right way to learn, because I was talking to a friend of mine who's also a trader, been trading for many years. And it was kind of like, when you're beginning to trade, I've been trading in the, HOV lane, the lane that's safe, that's consistent. I know what's going to happen. I know how to, it's just one lane that I just stay in. But then every once in a while, you see all these, the fast lanes just passing you up. And those are the other lanes, those are the opportunities that I'm seeing on a daily basis. And I think as a trader, you got to figure out what you need to do. Do I stay in this HOV lane, or do I adapt? And do I get into the fast lane? And so what I've actually started to do, and after a couple of discussions with actually myself and then also a trader friend of mine, I decided to, I'm going to follow my gut. Because every time I follow my gut, I'm happier, right? Because I'm not sitting there thinking, man, I wish I would have tried this, or maybe I should have done this. And so what I decided to do is, I'm going to try those other lanes. I'm going to see, whenever I see those patterns come up, the other ones that are not my niche, right? Not my specific pattern, I'm going to give it a shot. And because I decided to adapt and follow the market, because the market's kind of changing, for me at least, I decided to also size down. That was hard for me because I've worked so hard to find my consistency, to get profits, to grow those profits to where, I'm starting to make salary money now. And that was an accomplishment. And for me to take a step back, that was hard, because my ego was telling me, like, nah, you've earned this size of trading. Why don't you just continue to trade this size with this new vision? But I knew, like, in my gut, it was like, if you do that and you're not right on this new way of trading, you're going to lose a lot, and you're going to lose big if you trade the normal size you've been trading. And so I knew that, either I can choose to size down, or the market can choose and make me size down, right? Because if you trade big on experimentation and you lose, a lot of things can happen. You can get frustrated. You can have revenge trading. And then you're going to be forced, because you're going to lose all your money, and then you can't trade the same size anymore. And so I decided, I'm going to decide to size down, because I know this is the right move for me. What was preventing me from sizing down at first, it was, like I was saying, the ego. It was also like I felt like I was taking 2 steps back, right? And that's frustrating. But I also knew that if I could try this and I can build confidence on it and I can grow, it's possible that I could take 4 or 5 steps forward, right? I saw that potential, and I was willing to take that risk. And as a trader, that's what we do. We evaluate risk, reward, and that's an evaluation I did, and I decided to take it. And so far, I'm very happy that I did, because I think it was the middle of the first week of May. So it wasn't even really that long into May where I tried this. And so now it's been a week and like a week and 3 days. And so what I can tell you is the best way to describe what I'm doing is price action, right? I'm trading price action. I'm watching the movers and I'm focusing on them and looking at the setups. Setups, when I say setups, it could be anything. It could be a squeeze. It could be a morning spike. It could be a dip buy. It could be a panic buy. And I'm actually excited to say that I've longed and shorted now. And I've had this past week, my longs have been, I think, some of my biggest days. And sometimes my shorts, right? And what I'm starting to see is I'm building a toolbox of different strategies. And because I've sized down, I have been able to trade them confidently, or comfortably, I should say. And now I'm trading them more confidently. And reducing the size really helped me. And what's crazy is by reducing the size, I'm making significantly more than I was previously in terms of like ratio, right? So, this past week I had I think a 21 or 22 R week, which is really good for me. And I'm really happy about that. And that's something that, in the past, my average, I think I had like a 4-hour week, a 4-hour day, 4-hour day, 8-hour, 7-hour day, 6-hour day. Like that right there, consistency every day, even the week before that, it's hard to come by when you're just trading the HOV lane, when you're just trading that one pattern. Because when you're trading that one pattern, it may happen once throughout the week. It may happen maybe once every other day. And you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it can never happen. And maybe it does happen, but it's not working perfectly, so you take half hour, of a win or whatever it may be. And if that's the case, that's successful. You can find success that way. But I'm looking to, I'm just happy that I found a way where you're trading the price action. You're trading the market. Whatever the market gives you that day, you take. And so I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that I'm really thankful that I've been adapting to the market. And something that I recommend everyone to at least try to do, that is find a friend, find another trader who may be either at your level or preferably above your level. And not to just be like, hey, should I trade this? Hey, how do I trade this? Because that can get annoying really fast. But, I've been fortunate enough to meet a trader who's super kind, and in the relationship, just to let you guys know, is more like, hey man, how was your day? His day went well, my day went well. We kind of share charts, and it just happens to be that we're trading the exact same thing sometimes. It's funny, but it's just like a little bit of guidance. It's not like, hey, should I trade this? Like it's not that. So what I have found is like trading is different for everyone. And there's so many opportunities. Like the more and more that I'm starting to trade price action, the more and more I see opportunities are literally everywhere. Everywhere. And so I'm starting to understand that like the traders who are trading every day, like there is a lot of opportunity there. Like the 7 Points Capital guys, the S&B Capital guys, like I get it why they're trading, because there is opportunity. And then there's the traders who only stick to your pattern. And I get that too, because I've been in that lane for the longest time. And I think that's the proper way to learn, right? Stick to a pattern. But I also think it's a handicap, or, like training wheels, if you will, the HOV lane. And that's good, because you need to learn how to build risk management. You need to learn how to build confidence and belief in yourself that you'll execute a plan. And you need to learn how to see price action and understand it and understand supply and demand. You got to see that. And you can see that more clearly when you stick to one setup, because you'll see it over and over, that eventually you'll pick up the nuances between each setup. So I definitely believe in that. But what really also hit me with this is I interviewed Dr. Brett Steenbarger not too long ago, and that episode is already live by the time this one goes live. But what was really interesting to that, and I may completely be off on this, and that's okay, but what I do know is when I was talking to him, I was talking about the idea of, retail traders and the traders he normally deals with, which are prop traders, and how they train and how we're always taught as retail traders, focus on one pattern, right? Just stick to that one pattern. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, so watch that episode. But all I can remember is it wasn't the proper way from his point of view, right? It's more of discover what type of trader you are. Are you a price action trader? Are you a momentum trader? Are you a means reversion trader? Are you a scalper? Right? Figure out what you're comfortable with, and once you figure that out, then start to narrow down and only trade that way. And that doesn't mean you're only a short seller. You're only a long bias trader, because that limits yourself. He's like, you want to be flexible, fluid. You want to come to the market with the idea of what is the market showing me today and what opportunities are available. And this week, I've been coming to the market, or this past week, I'm starting to see what that feels like. I usually come to the market thinking, what am I going to short today? Right? We all think that way. But instead, I'm now thinking, what is there here today that's slapping me in the face, that's saying, you got to get in this? Like, it's just obvious. Sometimes it's a long. Had two of my biggest trades this week were longs, and I can't believe it, because I always short, right? Everyone knows, if you've been following me, I'm only short, but I've been longing, and it's been working very well. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. And the same vice versa. Like, I come to the market, see what's available, and it also gives you the flexibility. Like, if I'm wrong on a short, I'll switch bias long because I'm open. I'm not stuck in one pattern. So I'm hoping that by me sharing this with you guys, maybe you'll pick up something. Maybe you don't, right? But I hope you do. I appreciate this episode. If you do, please share this with your colleagues and friends. I appreciate you guys listening all the way through, watching this show. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. On the podcast, if you're listening, give the show a like or a rating or review. I really appreciate that. If you're watching this live on Instagram, because I'm going to try to start recording this on Instagram live as well as Twitter sometimes, probably more IG. I appreciate that too, man. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you all have a great day.